Any question, please? You can freely ask.
Professor,
Hey, Dr. Nimata.
yeah. Is there any chance that I could have the recording for next week? It's just that I'm going to be in London next Wednesday, but I'm flying in the evening, so I'm going to miss it.
Okay, now, I try not to, because at the end of the day, I don't want to pass around our curriculum.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But we work something out. I might give you, another lesson. How's that sound?
Okay.
You're a medical profession, of course, I have to look after you, or our medical profession first, because we need your help. Okay, so don't worry about that. Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you. Because EasyJet won't have Wi-Fi.
Well, if you go into spontaneous, even worse. People think that you're mad. You're gonna, straight jacket.
Yeah.
Psychological. You come into 5 animal, 5 emotional openness, and that will be a problem with it. Okay, anyone else, please? Any question?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are the lessons going to be on every Wednesday, Sifu, this time?
Oh, Jason. Yes, Wednesday, because Tuesdays there's a few of the seniors guys couldn't do it, so I thought maybe we'd do it. And then I'm going to work around it, because the Hawaii group would be maybe, because I have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning for their time. Yeah. And then the Hong Kong time, and then Argentina time, and maybe late for on the Vietnam time. Oh God, you don't want to know, so, but I don't mind. It's my job.
So it's a 2-hour class, is it, on a Wednesday?
Well, I would recommend you guys seniors would be 3 hours, because I will be going through all the basic thing as well. Because when you become a teacher, if you teach people 2 senior thing, they will have a blinking clue what you're talking about. True. Yeah. So it's there, but if you're going to join us, even better. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Right, the senior group obviously we can continue doing it in the senior levels, right? But obviously I have to assess all your training in the past, because obviously if you can't even do the 5 pairs, what is the point of doing the 6 pairs, 6 pairs, 7 pair, 8 pair, 9 pair? There's no point of just a movement. If you can't even remember the 5 pairs, what's the point of learning more? True? Yeah. Yes, Rebecca.
So this is really the beginning, from going from the beginning and getting a really strong foundation right from the beginning. It sounds like in order to move forward, this is the key really, to sort of get a really strong foundation and build on that.
Well, I can answer your question in one very ancient Chinese building. When the tree get taller, the wind gets stronger. Do you get it? Because we're growing. Don't we think we want to grow? We all want to grow. We all want to be strong. We all want to get better, isn't it? Going higher, higher, higher. True? But the more you get up there, the wind is stronger. So that means if you don't have roots, if your root is not deep enough, a big wind, gutter wind, the whole tree fall over. You're correct. The roots, they are our foundations. So if you just like the people have no roots, sooner or later they fall. Because at the end of the day, especially this is a medicine, isn't it? So people call themselves this and call themselves art. That's fine, no problem. But how long? How long for? How long for before people find out? Yeah. So that is why it's very important to answer your question. Yes, everything needs a good foundation. When you build a building, especially a tall building, you must piling. You must have a good foundation. But like I said, some of you already trained, so the foundation is already there. But some of you haven't. I have to look after those who haven't as well, isn't it? True?
Yes, but I mean, from my perspective, I have trained before, not as much as some people and more than others, but I'm very, very glad to be going back to the beginning with yourself.
Oh yeah,
Because I think, you know, some of the roots were a little bit weak, I think.
well, don't talk, you know, like myself, I'm still learning because it got so much thing out there. The more I learned, the more I found out I don't know anything. And that's my roots as well. Because at the end of the day, it's only a move. And that move, there's so many things coming out of it. Do you know what is this for? So we put all the theory into that move. Consciousness and subconsciousness is in the mindset. That's how we look into it. Okay. Tom.
I feel the same way as Rebecca. That's back to the beginning. You know, there's been a lot of disruption for me, and so this is great. That's right from the beginning. Now that you know I have time, so I really welcome it.
Yeah. Now, Tom,
including the drilling.
You join us back in the old days, but at the old days, I was just as ignorant and arrogant as well. And I was young.
There's no judgment though, is there?
We're all like that.
Things have to grow from somewhere.
Exactly. And I've been growing and growing. And then now the movements, then I realize now, just a movement. Don't call it this style. Don't call it that style. Why do you have to segregate each thing? It's just the knowledge, isn't it? True?
Well, it's evolved. You've evolved.
Yeah, of course. I hope I evolve because I still want to learn because I want to get another higher level. I want to get into, like, you will help me into your sound therapy because that's where you're specializing in, and that's everything to do, right, with the molecule structures. And I'm sure with your medical professional,
you got me thinking about my own stuff. So it all does.
What it is, it's just human, isn't it?
It all links. Everything does link. We've all got medical subjects with some of us.
Oh, that's why we have so many.
We're all seeing little linkages.
Yeah. So I'm going to change you up now with your interview with Dr. Werso and Dr. Nimata want to join us.
Definitely.
You will want to join us as well, and Dr. Willis and all the doctors, and we can sit together and work on what do you call it? Your imaging.
Lithotripsy and shockwave system.
Shockwave, yeah.
And sonography, ultrasound.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we are training electromagnetic fields, everything connects, isn't it? So how are we going to trigger our own electromagnetic field neurological problem? It's it's electric. So that could help. But don't ask me to stick my finger into the socket, all right, for Tom?
As long as I don't have to either.
I know it will help, but if we can control the current, isn't it? So if you can calculate that, I'm sure it'll help as well when we can design some equipment that we can control that. And the trainer, will help to boost their electromagnetic field, isn't it? So everything is connecting. Everything's connecting. Fair enough? Good. Any more questions?
A very quick question. You know, when you say Dao Yin Su and Xing Qin Su, how do you spell the Su? Is it XU or SUE or XUE in Pinyin?
Yeah, well, Pinyin is SHU.
Right. Thank you.
Now, also, you'll find a problem that is I'm a Cantonese, and sometimes I'd rather use my native dialect instead of the Mandarin. I've tried to work on both. But don't forget, we got 56 different tribes to form one Chinese race. That is our problem. So that's why a lot of knowledge passing down misinterpreted. Because if a Hakkai talk to me, I don't understand what he's saying. Or Shanghainese talk to me, my God, I can't even understand half of what he's saying. Because we got all in the Shandong area, they're Manchuria, don't forget. And you got 56 complete different dialects. So that's why looking at it is lost in translation, but the writing is the same. Although we got simplify and come in traditional, but I can read some of the simplified version and things. Then usually now they come up with all the AI things, so it's pretty good. Then now I'm talking to you in English, so it's good now, isn't it? We can And then later, like Dr. Wursel and thing, you know, you can talk in Spanish. And maybe in the future, the French when Elbin try to help and do some French translation, we can help the French. Just international.
I
Okay.
just wanted to know for the purpose of any notes that I made to keep them consistent. So
Yeah, you can always ask. I'm sure that now Nancy Wong or Hollands, right? She speaks Cantonese as well. So even if I'm not available, you can always get hold of her. Yeah,
Right.
and she's very good English, you know. So, any more questions? Ask question, because I don't know. Sometimes I'm still learning how to teach as a teacher. Yes, Rebecca, you.
sorry, me again.
That's all right.
Is there any correlation between the pairs of movements and the pairs of organs? You know how in the Chinese system the organs are paired in yin and yang. Is there a relationship between the movements
Yes.
and that?
There are. Then you can connect it with the 24 hours, the cycle. And then you connect it with the meridian. And the meridian also from the musculoskeletal, we have Kinh Gan Ho in Jin Jin Xie, which is the particular muscle strips which connecting, right, the meridian. Is different from the Western anatomy. Total difference. And then also, don't forget, we have the 14 organs chi, the 14 organs life force or energy. So it's all match up, you know. So how are we going to do what, you know, what movement trigger what? Because at the end of the day, you know, this is the lung, this is large intestine, this is pericardium. Yeah, this is the 3 grouping, then the small intestine and the heart. And then we've got another 6 meridian, and then you have the Duma, Rima. So all this relating to our movements. So we got 3 yin, 3 yang channel. So that's all connecting. Good questions. Okay, yeah. So it's not just like external, we're just going to the gym and just doing pumping muscle. It's good, but you don't, how many of the gym people can trigger the internal Taoist medicine or natural body medicine? They haven't got a clue. True. So that's another major difference. That's fine. They train slow twitch muscle fibers, which is important as well because it gives us low bearing weight in it, you know, so the low bearing weight, the muscle strip. But in internal, we train the ligaments, the fast twitch muscle fibers. So there's another difference. Okay, so there are many differences, but we have to study both. The yin and yang comes in. They're both just as important as each other. Okay. I'm going to help you.
Sorry, it's Nimata here again.
Oh, hello.
I know you're doing the research. What are you doing? Is it more case study based or RCT? I'm getting quite technical here.
That's fine. That's fine. Now, at the moment, what I can, from my point of view of doing the research, because first, I'm still learning. Now, I don't specialize a lot in the Western medicine because I'm completely not in, you know, so we say, in the speciality. But from my readings in my PhD, I have to read a lot. I have to study a lot. So I got supervisor on that. I got Professor Wong and Professor Lee. They're all Western medicine. Even my in-law surgeons, Dr. Xu. So anytime when I have Western medicine, which when I do my reading, I do not understand, I still have to ask these teachers because, you know, I'm not specialized in it, but I need to know it because I have to bring that ancient 5,000 years of the Chinese side back to today, which I can communicate with more people, especially outside China. So my research would be all over the place, but mainly I want to research into the ancients because modern technology is good, very good, give us a lot of detail, but modern technology, you don't have the experience.
No, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, we had these challenges in the chiropractic profession, and when I was doing my pediatrics research, my supervisor, he was aware of the work I was doing, and when we were discussing what I wanted to do, I actually, because I had to present it to the professors, I didn't I didn't give them any drafts until I submitted it. And the couple of professors actually blew their heads because I wanted to do an RCT, but I'd worked it out how to make it holistic, but with what they wanted to. And I didn't back down.
I know.
That's why I'm asking, because there are ways, because I can see something similar, which I could probably help you with
Yes.
this. Yeah,
Thank you.
because the science loves it when you come up with this, because you're covering their so-called variables, even though there is too many variables when it involves people. Yeah, but there is a way around their loopholes to show the evidence. Yeah.
Yes, that's why it is lost in translations, because at the end of the day, I can speak Chinese, and how can I communicate with you? And that's why a lot of Western medical professions, right? They don't want to know, because they can't even speak our languages. How the hell they know what I'm talking about? And then the minute they know when I mention about it, right, they turn their nose up.
Yeah.
This quack medicine. No, this is a quack medicine. This is pseudoscience. Okay. I don't want to argue with that, because at the end of the day, it's only arrogance and ignorance speaking, isn't it? So I just get on to do my own work, because at the end of the day, we all one human mind and body, isn't it? We're all the same. True. You got all knowledge all over the world.
Yeah.
Why segregate ourselves? Because our major work is to help people to get better, isn't it? That's what a medicine. Help yourself first before you help others, isn't it?
Yes.
Don't even help yourself. People don't even know what to do with yourself, and you try and putting your hands out. So that's why, my research will cover an ancient side, because even now, like now I'm looking at how scalpel acupuncture, a lot of the neurological side, about brain chi. And to me, what do you mean by brain chi? Can you be a bit more specific? So how on earth the musculoskeletal energy can trigger the peripheral, right, neurological energy, and then the central nervous system, because they're electric, and how it's going to turn into the biochemical, because now they're completely two different systems. From the neurological, they're electric, and to the biochemical, they are endocrine system. So one we're looking at central nervous system, the other one we're looking at endocrine system. So obviously it's the synapse, isn't it? So it's the neurons, right? So we talk about the neuron, which is a neuron transmitter, and also part of it, they are hormones as well. So there's a few of them. I'm still doctoring out now. Once I got it I can talk to you now in modern science term, and I have to make sure that I go back to the ancient time and dig out. That means a few thousand years ago, we were talking about already the same thing. So to get more people understand that, right, this is correct, because a few thousand years ago, people already researching into it. They just had different languages, different time. So that will help people understand why is it. And also, ancient may make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Yeah, but ancient willing to change it. So knowledge is accumulation of failures, because we all fail and we try it again. And then we fail and we try it again. It's a cycle, the yin and yang principle. So the ancients, they're willing to change it. They're willing to accept. I'm willing to accept, although I'm still ancient, and I accept my own ignorance. I accept my mistakes, so I learn more. But today, a lot of people, they don't. No, it's not my fault. I don't make a mistake. It's his fault. No, you're talking rubbish. If you don't even look into the problem, how do you know that you're correct? So these are the training of the mind, because the training of the mind, people don't know what is mindset. So we have a lot of problem.
Yeah, there's a lot of problem with that on the planet right now.
That's why we all need to get together and try to do, like Nancy Wong. I don't know if you see Nancy there. She's really wanted to do a PhD in Paul, because Paul got the. Is your problem now, Paul?
Maths. I've got a maths degree.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
talking about your fear in the wasps.
Oh, my phobia. Yeah, I had a phobia of bees and wasps for a long time, long time. And now I've turned it full circle. They're scared of me now.
And then Nancy will like that because it's a psychological problem, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now we're going to put it down in her dissertations.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Tom can help as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, so
But also, Paul, you need to learn to love bees. You need to
I do. Yeah.
gotta give these guys a stroke.
That's the difference, you see. Before I used to get the newspaper and chase them around the house, and now I just can't go away. Or I'll get a spoonful of sugar and water and, you know, carry it into the garden or something.
Awesome.
so I know I think because thank you for all the medical professions. I mean, with discussions will help the rest of them to understand a little bit more, isn't it? True.
Yeah.
So that's very important. So I can't do all the teaching myself. Yes, Rebecca.
I mean, I also would like to say that for me personally, the importance of this work is about teaching people in those other so-called healing professions about the potential dangers that they're placing their clients in. I've been surrounded by that for decades, by people, and done a lot of my own messing about, shall we say. And I know how a lot of the teaching works and how a lot of the so-called professionals work, and they are trusted by people with health issues. And what really stands out for me is when you talk about how dangerous it can be. And that's something that I'm really very interested in kind of focusing on from a personal perspective, because I'd like to be able to be empowered in the information that I can share with those people to hopefully do some preventative work.
Yes, you're correct. We all like that. Because when I was doing, shall we say, my apprentices that time, right? Haven't you been sued before? I have been sued before, twice. But good job I got. It's not fatal. I burned people's skin. I put my hand there. I burned them twice.
Right.
Yeah. And people wasn't very happy. So, you know, start threatening, suing me because of the infrared. That's why we are very powerful heat conductor as well, you know. I didn't realizing it, but what I learned is next time I don't do, you know, direct contact with the skin, I always put a blinking towel over it now. Sometimes I even use a bottle, a hot water bottle, which sometimes some experience taught me I use a hot water bottle. Yeah, plastic one as well, because I don't pick up all the mucks from the patients, because plastic is synthetic. There's not elements, 5 elements. So I can share with you next time, you know, when you guys doing therapy and things, because you picked up a lot of muck. We are rubbish collector. Because when we help people, we collect. The guy got full of rubbish. So we collect and pull it out. So give his body or her body a chance, because there's no rubbish in there. So where's the rubbish? We picked it up.
And also what you were talking about, the closing of, because it's very prevalent that people concentrate on opening and they don't know how to protect themselves, or you know, after sessions they don't know how to close down.
There you go. So there's a lot of things there. So we all have to put as a team. Everyone's experience can contribute. We'll build up a very good curriculum. Like I said, I'm 70 years old now. How long am I going to last? What happens? So if I don't blanket put down the curriculum, right, and I kick the bucket, I hope you guys will, as a team, carry on. True? That's all I'm asking. So that's why don't talk to me with money. Right? Yeah. So of course, a little bit of money could help, because my pension is going down, my savings going down as well. I haven't got paid for all this time and I'm spending all the money, my own money on the research. But it doesn't matter. I'm happy that because I have trained, quite a number of people who can go out there to help, in their own community. And now if I can train one, I can train 10. If I can train 10, I can train hundreds. If I can train 100, I can train thousands. So all I need is put the curriculum and put it back into the university level, get it running. So that is the main thing of 8 research. So I'm trying to do it with the help of you guys. Okay, yeah, so everybody can help. Fair enough. Thank you. Anyone else want to speak their mind? Because at the end of the day, the first day, I think we better get together and know exactly what you're doing first. Contributions before you don't even know what you're doing. So it's a waste of time, innit? Waste your time. And also waste my time. True. So this is why it's very important now. All right, since here I'm telling you further program for those people now, right?